If you want to shine like the sun, first burn like the sun. These are the words quoted by one of the great personalities of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Hi everyone, I'm Pariksha. Today is the birth anniversary of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It is also celebrated as World Students' Day. He was a scientist who went on to become the President of India. His words, "Dream before your dreams can come true," never fail to inspire us. In fact, his autobiography, Wings of Fire, has been an inspiration to the younger generation of India. In this video, I'll be talking about his book, his life, and his journey. Firstly, he was born on 15th October 1931 at Rameshwaram of Tamil Nadu. His parents were Jainulabdin and Ashiamma. He was born to a middle-class family. He was one among the 14 children in his family. During his childhood, he had impact of many people in his life. Firstly, his father, Jainul Abdin, inculcated in him qualities of honesty, hard work, determination. His brother-in-law, Jalaluddin, had a great influence on him. His cousin, Shamsuddin, and also many of the professors and teachers taught him, changed the way Abdul Kalam lived. Speaking about his education, he studied at Rameshwaram Elementary School, and after that, at the age of 15, he left his hometown, that is Rameshwaram, and joined Schwartz High School in Ramanathapuram. And this incident is very beautifully recorded in the book. He had to leave his hometown and move to another city and study there. At that time, his father, Jainul Abdin, encourages him, and he says that you have to go away to grow. You must forego your longing for the land of your memories and move to the dwelling place of your greater desires. So once Abdul Kalam, he left Rameshwaram, he joined the Schwartz High School, he settled there, and there was a teacher who had a greater influence on him. His name was Ayadurai Solomon. By the time he completed his education there, he became a confident person. He understood the power of belief, the power of dreams. And in 1950, he arrived at St. Joseph's College to study for his intermediate examinations. He studied there, and this was the time when he actually developed a lot of interest for English literature as well as physics. And then he got a degree in Bachelor of Science, but he understood that this had nothing to do with his dreams. He realized that in order to achieve his dreams, he had to have an engineering degree. So what he did was he applied for MIT, Madras Institute of Technology, which was a jewel of technical education in South India at that time. He passed the exam. He was one among the selected candidates who passed the exam. But unfortunately, he could not afford 1,000 rupees to get into the institute. But it must be said to the credit of his loving sister Zohra. She mortgaged her golden chain and bangles and she bought 1,000 rupees. And so Abdul Kalam could get into the institute. He got into the institute. He learned many things. Again, there were a lot of professors who did an influence on him. He writes in his book that there were a lot of distractions and disappointments. Though he withstood all those and came out of it as a successful student. And then he joined HAL as a trainee. There for 2 years he was a trainee, and he came successfully out of that also as an aeronautical engineer. And now was the time for him to get a job, to find a job. Speaking about his dreams, he always wanted to do something which is related to flying. He applied for 2 jobs. One was at the Ministry of Defense, other was at Air Force. Both the job interviews were called, and he had to travel to North India, to Delhi and Dehradun. So a boy from Coromandel Coast traveled all over North India, and first he reached Delhi. It was for the job interview of Ministry of Defense. There he could pass the interview very well. He did pretty well. And then he proceeded towards Dehradun for another interview, which was in the Ministry of Air Force. There, in the interview, the emphasis was more on personality than intelligence. So sadly, he could not be one among the selected candidates in that. And he felt very sad that, his dream just got slipped through his fingers. He always wanted to be a pilot. He was very disappointed, and then he trekked down to Rishikesh. He took a bath in the holy river Ganga, and then he visited Swami Shivananda's ashram. There he met a lot of sadhus, and then he spoke to Swami Shivananda. He said about his unsuccessful attempt to join the Air Force, but Swami Shivananda's one smile could wash away all his anxiety, all his disappointment. And Swami Shivananda consoled him that accept your destiny and go ahead with your life. You are not destined to become an Air Force pilot. What you are destined to become is not revealed but is predetermined. Forget this failure, as it is essential to lead you to your destined path. Search instead the true purpose of your existence. Surrender yourself to the wish of God. These are the words Swami Shivananda said Abdul Kalam sir, as it is recorded in the book. After hearing this, Abdul Kalam felt relieved, and after a few days he got a call. He secured the job of senior scientific assistant at Directorate of Technical Development and Production. He worked for a few days there, and then he was posted to Bangalore, and then to Kanpur. He became a part of many projects, and then came a turning point in his life. They developed indigenous hovercraft named Nandi. This brought him a lot of appreciation and laurels. Professor M.G.K. Menon, who was the director of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, was very much impressed by this. And after 2 to 3 days, he was called for another interview. And this time, he was interviewed by the father of our Indian space program, one of the legendary persons in the field of space, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. They were very impressed by the hard work and dedication of Abdul Kalam, and he was posted as rocket engineer at Indian National Committee for Space Research, which afterwards became ISRO. And the rest is history. It was a breakthrough for a young man like him. He led many projects. He worked with eminent personalities like Vikram Sarabhai, Brahm Prakash, and Satish Dhawan. He led many missile projects, namely Akash, Nag, Prithvi, and Trishul. So only he is called as the Missile Man of India. He has made remarkable achievements in the field of space and technology of India, and he promoted the nuclear advancements in India. To talk about him, it takes more than a day. Let me sum up here by quoting one of his poem. If you want to leave your footprints on sands of time, do not drag your feet. If you want to leave your footprints on sands of time, do not drag your feet. He's an inspiration to many of us. Do read his book, Wings of Fire. This is a very inspirational book. You can also read his books like Ignited Minds and others. I hope this video was very useful to you. Happy World Students Day. Thank you for watching my video. Namaste.